Gratitude greetings. It's a beautiful evening in India and it's a great morning in America. We're truly blessed to learn from the best. Yes, today's guest, Alden Darville, is an amazing coach, calm, smiling, with tons of experience, growing spiritual businesses, and doing tattoo reading as well. I'm super excited to learn from you. Welcome, Alden.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be here and talking with you, Sunny and Geetika. This is so much fun for me. And welcome to everyone who's listening, all your followers, and to everybody here in Canada and North America.
Yes, yes. My first question is very simple. What do
Mhm.
you do and why do you do it?
What am I, pardon me?
What do you do and why do you do it?
Well, that is a very good question to start. I am a coach. My coaching has morphed in the last few years. I'm now more of a consciousness coach. Um, an awakening coach, as you may be aware that many people across the globe are now experiencing something that has never happened before in our time, which seems to be a mass awakening, which should be setting off alarm bells for almost everybody on the planet who is spiritually awakened by the fact of what we seem to be going through, what humanity seems to be going through at this particular time. And
Great. Yes.
yeah,
Please go ahead.
go on. Okay. Yeah, and I just found that once I became spiritually awakened, it sort of takes over everything else in your life. So as I was a business coach before, and I was having a lot of fun with that. And I noticed as being the head of H2HB, heart to heart business, I found that I was automatically morphing into more spiritual talk, more about people finding their real purpose in life, more people understanding that there's so much more to this existence than they've given credit for. We are not here to eat, sleep, work, repeat cycle. It's much more than that. Now, that doesn't mean you don't work hard. That doesn't mean we don't have one foot solidly planted in the 3D world where we have to put a roof over our head and we have to feed our families and stuff like that. We still have to work with that. This just means that we're going to be working within our purpose for now on, or changing what we do as we work in our purpose in the same position. So the world is changing rapidly. We are seeing it in real time right now. These are extraordinary times that we are in right now. And if one can just look around and see exactly what is happening in our world right now with any amount of awareness or from multiple perspectives, you can see that we are morphing, we are ascending, and we are moving at a rapid breakneck pace. And the only thing that makes this manageable for us to do it is that we've either been, I don't know, systematically hacked, or we are very adaptable human beings. I think it's a combination of both.
What is the secret of your smile?
Discovering that there's so much more to this world than we've thought ever possible. And don't get me wrong, I have my bad days. I got days where, you know, where I look around and I say, oh my gosh, you know what? I got to put my both feet on the ground for a minute and reground myself, because there's, especially if you go outside of yourself and you start looking at humanity and the rest of humanity and how so many of us are struggling and living in survival mode. And when we are in survival mode, when we're in our lower chakras, we cannot evolve to where we need to be able to see forward and to be able to look at ourselves and say, there's so much more to this. I don't have to be living this way. I can live with a life of purpose, beauty, love, and peace. And peace to me is everything. If you have peace, you have everything. And I think
Amazing.
that's what we would like to see. I think that's what we're moving into. However, it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride, I believe. But once we get through that, I think it's going to be very, very a place where our kids can grow up and live amazing lives.
Yes, you are giving a lot to the world. And if you were to summarize and give us 5 action points to create a world of beauty, purpose, and
Five
peace.
action points. Okay. All right. 5 action points to create a world of beauty. Well, I think the first one is to accept who it is you are for what you are. Accept you as being from divine source. There's no greater, there's nothing greater than that. You are from divine source. So why would you deny yourself that? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, especially for things that you actually had zero control over, especially as a youth. You know, Gabor Mate, Lao Tzu all said, show me the person at 7 and I'll show you the person they'll be, the adult they will be. And you had no control over that time period. So you can intellectually forgive yourself, but you really got to do the work. And I'm sure Geetika will tell you that you've got to do the work in order to be able to free yourself of that thing that never really mattered. Third one, you've got nothing to prove to anybody but yourself, really. You just want to move forward, live the best possible life, and let go. Letting go, I think, is probably one of the most important things that one can do for the big ego, the big ego. We need our ego. We need our ego to move around through life, to get through, to become better at what we're doing, to be able to progress through life. However, the big ego's got to go. That's a process of letting go. And in the process of letting go, it almost simultaneously will open your heart. If you open your heart, then that's where the magic happens. And then that's where you can really start seeking real enlightenment rather than just being the philosopher. How many is that? 3. Just do it. Get up, do it, work on your mindset. It's a huge thing. We've been so programmed to live in a box, and it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, um, doesn't matter how you pray. It does not matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Everybody is born into a box. And my greatest wish for everybody is to realize that there is no box. Society has put us in that box. The programming has put us in that box. The box does not exist. And last but not least, forgive. Not I know I said forgive yourself, but forgive those. Forgive those around you that you felt betrayed by at some level. You don't have to become their best friend. You don't even have to see them again, but forgive and let go and move forward, because that is what's going to keep you stuck in a certain timeline. And if you want to move up the timelines, you want to be able to let go of that stuff, because the vibration that you're going to maintain isn't going to allow you to move into different timelines that look more favorable or more favorable to you, or allow you to make the decisions that you want to really move forward in your life, to do whatever it is that fills your cup.
Yes, we are ready to fly high because there's no
Absolutely.
box. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
forgiveness is fun. And yes, let's move forward
I
with
agree. I
announcement.
agree. I agree. Completely. Like, we have to let go a lot of limiting beliefs that we had about who we are, the environment that we live in, and where we came from, as being a way to create some sort of very sophisticated system that allows the current system to work in such a way. Like, I don't understand why in today's world where we know so much, your viewership, you guys know so much about life and what peace and love has to happen in our world today, that why we are still going to war. It makes no sense that we have to go to war anymore, no matter what they're telling us. It matters not. 99.9% of the people on the planet are good, honest people. Good people who don't who don't hate anybody else. They're just told to hate. They're told to mistrust. They're told to put themselves into a position where it doesn't really jive with them on a vibrational level. And yet the mind up here is a very tricky thing. You know, it's a nasty liar sometimes. It's a good servant, but a poor master.
Yes. And we have Geetika here. She's the intelligent one, the wise one, who has worked on her mindset and soul set 2 hours every day for the last 14 years, 365 days, no Sunday, no holiday. Geetika, over to
Wow.
you.
Wow. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Alden. You have shared a lot of insights about awakening our consciousness and, uh, yes, limiting beliefs as well. And I want to ask the first question is the people who have not started their awakening journey or, who are so much busy into their life, when we talk about life purpose, it seems very general to them, or they don't find it important, I would say.
Yeah.
So, how would you tell to those people that how is life with life purpose and how is it life by having a life purpose? So, can you simplify the word life purpose for our audience and why it is necessary to have a purpose in life?
That is a great question. And first of all, I believe that I just want to address those who've awakened. First of all, we cannot awaken the sleepers. We cannot.
Yes.
Where there's no
Mm.
way we're going to do it. The best thing that we can do is awaken those ones who are sitting on the fence, who realize that something is going on, but yet do not yet have the language to do it. So they've awakened. They may be spiritual. They may not even be spiritual. So
Mm.
they're coming to and say, what is going on here? And normally that comes out in talking about the injustices of the world, politics mainly, and how they can see it. And why can't anybody else see what's going on over here or over there? It's all seemed to be a big conspiracy plan. But really, those ones you can reach because they are in the beginning of their journey, and it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum on that level. But for everybody who's looking for their purpose in life, it's just about bringing joy to yourself. It's about bringing personal happiness and fulfillment to yourself. So when you go to work or you want to become the best mate or you want to enjoy your life, no matter what it is, what you're doing, live, work, or play, you want to do it with purpose and you want to have a game plan for your life. Because as I said before, we're just not here to eat, sleep, work, repeat cycle, right? That's not what
Yes.
we came here for. We came here to live, to experience, and to learn and to remember. Now, not everyone is going to be able to get to that point of remembrance, and that is their journey. That is their journey over there. But every single person who has to go into a job, a relationship, or into a social, into into any kind of social environment where they want to feel accepted, their purpose should be their leading incentive to why they do anything. What brings them joy? What brings them happiness? Because when you have happiness and joy, it's not work anymore. It's not a chore. You get up out of bed and you are the happiest person alive because all you have to do is go do something that you feel that you've been personally chosen to do. And that to me, I can't imagine anybody having any greater purpose than that.
Mm.
And look at it just not about work. It's about your home life. It's about the partner you choose. It's about the friends that you hang out with. It's about your health. It's about everything that you do here on earth. You keep this, what I call the meat suit. Keep this meat suit healthy. Keep this up here healthy. When you have this up here healthy, and then you can control what you put out there in the world. It's not about control, it's about putting it out there naturally, and then you will start attracting things that you never even thought possible, even in your wildest imaginations. You just have to be open to it.
True, true. You have very beautifully explained that it should not come out of compulsion or any other kind of negative emotion. It should come out of ease and joy. And yes, thank you so much. And my second question is that, you have talked a lot about forgiveness,
Mhm.
emphasize a lot about forgiveness, that it is important to forgive. So, um, I want to know your experience of forgiveness and why it is important.
Another good question, a deep one, yes. Well, forgiveness, anybody who wants more out of their life, especially their spiritual life, is not going to evolve until you forgive, because it's always going to hold you back like an anchor, like chains. And not only that, it just clears your brain, your mind, your heart, and at such a level that it's so purifying to do that and not hold a grudge. When they say forgive and forget, forget. Like, that's the hard thing. Just don't do it because you have this high and mighty feeling that you let that person off the hook. No, that's not what it's about. It's about forgiving and letting go. And that is, in my
Yes.
opinion, the secret to life, especially for those um, who are dealing with trauma. I mean, especially in childhood, as you well know, Geetika. Once as an adult, as an adult, we can intellectually say, okay, I'm over that, or that person who did me wrong, I've forgiven them or whatnot. But really, it's deep work that you have to do to be able to forgive and really let go, to forgive and forget. And I always wondered about that saying, forgive and forget. But it's so true. And some people will say, well, I can forgive, but I will never forget you, meaning like I will never hire that person again, or I will never speak kindly about that person again. Let it go. Let it go. That person has your perspective of that person is your reality only. That person has their own reality of themselves and what they do and what they think in life. And just because it conflicts with yours, depending on how egregious the act was, don't get me wrong, that's on a spectrum as well. But let that person go. They're going to have their own battle.
Yes.
They're going to have their own battles to fight, and let them do it. You don't need that negative energy around you. Keep your vibration always around the people that make you feel the way you want to feel on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alden. And my last question is one go-to practice of yours to keep, I think you keep your one go-to practice that you follow in order to keep yourself positive.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Well, you know, there's a many, of course, but one that I personally really enjoy is going to bed at night and meditating just before that magical period, just before you sleep. Use your affirmations. At that point, you're in the hypnotic state at that point, so you can easily, as you know, trick your mind. This is an old mindset trick to realign, connect those synapses that you want to be able to have connected faster. I love myself. I am free. I am happy. I am abundant. I am at peace. I am pure love. And then at the same time, anything that you're searching for, ask those questions. And when you're in the 5D spectrum and higher in your superconscious sleep state, then you'll get your answers. You'll get them answers through in your sleep, or you'll get your answers through meditation. Or an animal might walk up to you, or you'll meet a stranger in the mall who will say something that just brings home right at the perfect time. So be open to everything. Yeah, of course, use discernment, but be open to everything. But that's my favorite, I would have to say, Geetika, is that night at the end of the day, reflecting about the positives of the day, moving forward at night, asking myself those questions that I want answered when I'm in the superconscious state, and flipping my flipping my subconscious around by using affirmation.
Yes, yes. That definitely I'm going to try this out. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'll now pass on to Sunny.
Thank you, Geetika. Thank you, Alden. We had a great time learning, letting go, forgiving, and mastering self love with the night exercise and
So
attracting
true.
a few $1 million easily, effortlessly by asking the right questions. How
Yes,
fast can I manifest
exactly.
1
And you know,
million?
I used to think that I used to want to ask for money, but now I don't ask for money. I only ask for peace. And when I ask for
Yes,
peace, when you want nothing, you attract everything. So,
yes,
you know, I just ask for peace all the time. Just peace, peace, peace. Peace for myself, peace for my family, peace for everyone. And then we can move on to a
yes,
world. We can move on to a world that we know that we're not strangers anymore, that we are one planet, we are one people, we are the same. We are all the same. We all come from the divine. We are, you know, there's no greater birthright than that. So why would you feel ill will to any of your brothers and sisters on this planet?
Thank you, peace. Thank you, divine. Thank you, divine source. Thank you, Alden. We love this. Thank you, everyone. And I'm
Thank you
sure this
both.
episode is going to be very, very special. Thank you.